Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Limelight Podcast. We got Tyler and Milka from Fluorescence here, and we're going to be jumping right into Locked Away, which is one of their singles off of their EP that just dropped recently, Ultraviolet. I'm not gonna make it, feeling out of place here without you. I just want to be alone with you in my room, and I never heard of walking away. Make it last forever, all the time we spent together. I guess I'll stay awake, 'cause I'm no longer sleeping. I'm not gonna fight the feeling, run away, get locked away with you. Locked away with you. Take my hand, I'll show you everything. We can paint our future, cross the ceiling. Unless you and I get lost tonight and wake up in a better life. And I know it's hard to find some peace of mind, but I keep trying to make it right. Welcome, dude. Based out of Chicago. I heard there's a really good scene of pop punk in Chicago. Action Adventure, and some of my friends that have toured there recently, I want to say like the past like 4 or 5 years, love that place.
Oh, it's insane here, man. There's just so many great bands. I mean, I just feel like, honestly, I feel like we do it bigger than the rest of the country, but it's crazy.
I know the East Coast has some good stuff, but I don't know, man. I just hear Chicago is like the place to go for pop punk.
It's such a sweet like middle spot, and everybody comes here, and everybody, just blows up from here. I mean, you got Belmont, you got Action Adventure,
that's right,
Real
Belmont.
Friends. It's crazy.
Is it ironic with like deep dish pizza and fucking Chicago? Is that why? Like correlated the two?
Yeah, we definitely got the best pizza in the world too, but pizza and pop punk, yeah, I can see the correlation.
I was in Chicago, but I was on a blacktop. I wasn't like actually in the city, so I don't know. I've never had Chicago deep dish pizza, but fucking that's definitely something I look forward to if I ever had to come around to it.
So you've never been to Chicago?
I have. It was in 2017, but I was playing on Warped Tour on a blacktop, so I wasn't allowed to go in the city.
Yeah,
I couldn't really go anywhere too much. That's actually where I met up with Taz, which was on that date because he picked up our CDs and he picked up our banner. I was super stoked for him, and they're killing it right now.
We just saw Belmont play Subterranean, sold out 2 nights with Action Adventure, and in her own words, it's fucking bonkers, man. It was just insane. Like I was like, I'm gonna chill, and I was just like, I must have stage dived like 20 times. It was crazy.
I talked to them in Brompton, because I asked like, what bands do you think in your area are coming up on the rise? I'm pretty sure Brompton said, I don't want to get in trouble, but there's like a list of them, because I have to name them all off. I'm pretty sure Fluorescence was one of them too. So yeah, you guys are homies. And with that being said, so you're located from Chicago, Illinois. How did the band start? Like, how did the members find each other? Like, what was that process like, getting this project together?
Okay, so me, Sasquell, and Bob. Sasquell is other guitarist / singer. Bob's bassist / singer. We got 3 singers, so we're all kind of the lead singer in this band. It's kind of, we joke that we're kind of like a boy band. We all go way back, like high school. Bob and Sasquell go back to before high school. So we've all just been friends for a while. We've been in, bands here and there. Nothing too serious, though. Sasquell was in a band called Northsiders. They were pretty big when Easycore first started up. But so we've known each other for a bit. Alex joined up with us about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years now. He's from Michigan, and we found him on Craigslist when we needed a drummer, and he synced up with us real well, which wasn't easy considering how close like me, Bob, and Sasquell are. But yeah, we all just kind of started from there. And this is like the first like serious band that we've all been in where we're just like, we want to do this. We're in our 20s now, and we're just ready to do it. So.
Oh, dude! I mean, finding a drummer off of Craigslist is probably like not the best way to go about it, but I'm glad he turned out to be an okay drummer. Like,
yeah,
dysfunctional.
It was actually for a completely different project too.
Shit.
Yeah, it was just like some funky shit I was trying to start up, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, like I like A Day to Remember or whatever, and I was like, oh shit, like my pop punk band needs a drummer, come try out. So yeah, the rest is history.
I think I just have a bad experience because I did Craigslist once and I found like the weirdest group of people. But this was back in like 2013, 2012. So whatever. But
Yeah, it
hey,
was a little sketchier back then.
if it works, it works. And what I mean, you said easycore earlier, so like you have bands like A Day to Remember, Newfound Glory, 4 Year Strong, Abandoned by Bears, Carousel Kings. Like, what is that the main influence of genre within this band? Like, obviously you can hear pop punk and easycore combined in this.
Yeah.
But are those some of your bands that have been influential as a whole group in a sense?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, there's definitely like a strong easy core root in all of our music. I mean, we got a couple songs that stray from it, but like we like that heavy, like bopping shit. We try to do that a lot, but we're also like we're not trying to just like stay easy core. We want to like have that root, but also dive into other stuff. But let's see, influences. I'd say old Fall Out Boy is our biggest influence. Blink 182, which really is an easy core. But as far as easy core goes, 4 Year Strong. A lot of our newer stuff that we're working on now has a strong Belmont influence. Yeah, we love Abandoned by Bears. We love all that shit. Chunk No Captain Chunk.
Chunk, yeah,
Sure.
that's the goat.
We love Chunk.
That's
Yeah.
the easy core daddies, dude. Like you can't not name them.
For sure. Oh, and definitely Story So Far too. We all like love Story So Far.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they were probably one of the catchiest bands that I found for myself through my bandmate back in 2016. I was like, wow, like didn't know this was like that catchy. Like, so I was scared for pop punk. I thought pop punk was
dude. There's so good. And Parker's he's got that new side project now, No Pressure, which so like Story's becoming a little bit more like their last album was softer. But then Parker said he's doing a solo project, and we're all like, "Oh no, it's going to be like even softer than the last album." And it's just like the most banging, like Story So Far sounded shit we've heard in years from.
Oh yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah,
it's so good.
It's good to get creative like elsewhere with other side projects just to get your creativity out of your head. And I mean, it doesn't correlate much with the band. Like it's just literally him and like what he writes personally and what's in his head. So.
Pretty much. But we're also like, if you like Story So Far, you're so invested in Parker's story, and like, even though he's like in a better spot now with the newer stuff, it's like you still like to hear him like kind of, get a little edgier. And I feel like No Pressure kind of scratches that itch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I discovered the band, I heard Mood and I saw the music video for it. I'm pretty sure it was in like a pop punk networking group on Facebook, and I fell in love immediately, put it on the Scene Covers playlist, and I think I made a TikTok about it once, but dude, it's such a banger. I think you guys did it correctly because it wasn't too much, and it was just like straight to the point where it was very, very aggressive, like the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like in the chorus. It was good. That's a great song. Like I'm sure that'll probably hit 1 million before the end of next year.
We hope so. Yeah. That was a fun one, man. Like honestly, I put that demo together in like a day. We had it tracked in 2 weeks. We shot the video within a month, and it was out. Like, because like Pop Goes Punk covers, you got to do them quick. So we did it. We did it. Like, I was just like, hey guys, I got this idea. We got it all done in one recording session, and it took off overnight on TikTok. It was crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, in a sense, like you just gotta like kind of be quick with those covers because someone's gonna do it. Like you said, Our Last Night did it, and I was like, I didn't even know they did that. I know they did Good For You. I know they did a couple other like recently, modern pop covers, but I did not know they did Mood. And you guys definitely nailed it. So I mean, I've heard this before I even like had the chance to listen to Our Last Night. So I think you're doing something right, my man.
Thanks, man. We appreciate that. That's all we can hope for.
Dude, for real. And you guys aren't that old. I mean, you're only a 4-year-old band, correct? Something like that?
Yeah. I mean, we're all like 27, 28. But yeah, as a band, we've only been around for 4 years. So a lot of energy, a lot of drive right now.
Oh, for sure. Dude, don't get scared of that age number either, dude. Trust me.
No, dude. I feel like if anything, and I think about this a lot, I'm glad that I didn't spend like my early 20s just like recklessly touring because I feel like I would have burnt myself out. And I feel like at this point, I'm just like, I know, like, I think we all feel this way. Like, we're all just like so in it and we know what we want to do. And we're just like being a little smarter about it and working at the right pace rather than just like kind of diving into stuff and making bad financial decisions. We're doing it with some with strategy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, work smarter, not harder. I mean, like, I'm learning that the best way. I mean, I've been in this industry for so long, but now my feet are starting to finally get wet again.
Nice.
You know, so but what I'm saying is, like, dude, like, it just doesn't matter, man. And like, that's why I appreciate bands like you, because not only do you release really good music, but you market yourself correctly. And what I mean by that is, like, the obvious answer, the obvious conversation is you're on TikTok and you're being active. And I talked to a couple people. I haven't said this on the podcast yet, but I've talked to a couple people on the streets, like at local shows, like, and it's not a bad thing for them to say. Like, if they don't want to do it, it's fine. But like, oh man, I'm too old for that app. I'm like, dude, no, you're not. And like, you're just gonna lose every single opportunity that's literally right in front of your face to get attention from people who would thoroughly enjoy your music. Like, it's kind of like you have to do it, or else you're gonna work harder, way
100%.
way harder in that situation. You're gonna burn yourself out.
Yeah, and to those people, this is what I could say. I mean, when we first dropped Mood and it like did what it did on TikTok, and like I was listening to the podcast you did with Cheney earlier, and she was
Oh, I
talking
love her,
about.
dude. She's so good.
Yeah,
Dude.
they're great.
So smart.
House Parties is awesome. We're actually working with someone who I believe worked on some of their latest work, mastered it or something. But anyway, when it happened overnight, when Mood kind of took off, I woke up like maybe 2 a.m. and I was like, holy shit, this is at like hundreds of thousands of plays, and I posted it like 5 hours ago. It was crazy. But like when that first happened, I was hooked on TikTok, and it took a while to realize like, okay, I need to like delete this app from my phone sometimes and just take some time away from it, because it totally will just like bum you out. It won't, the algorithm won't work all the time, whatever, you got to take your breaks. But it's definitely the tool right now if you're trying to reach a bigger audience. It's like, it's what's hot.
Oh yeah, and I showed my band that, and they were like, "Holy shit!" Like, people think we're good. I was like, "Yeah, no shit, dude. We've always been good, but like now you know."
Yeah.
But that again, like, that's working smarter, not harder. Like, yeah, it does get bummed out. I've definitely been bummed out before too. But you know what I said, dude? Like, I literally just said, just fuck it. Like, even if a video doesn't bad, I just think that what it has to do is it has to do with those first 100 to 1,000 people who got pushed to that video, and they just like passed on it, like whatever. Like, some people just aren't into the app, and then eventually the algorithm will fix that. They'll be like, all right, well, we'll push it to somebody next time who will thoroughly be a diehard engagement fan to this content. I've seen a big change in some of my content because of that.
100%.
So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, so the algorithm's pretty smart. Yeah, dude, 61,000 views, 12K likes. Like, that's huge, dude. Like, these numbers don't lie. And then that pushes it to the Spotify, and that pushes it to your social media profiles.
Yeah,
And like,
that was the biggest day we've ever had on Spotify or anything, just with followers, plays. It's just crazy. It was wild.
oh, I love it. I love when good bands thrive, dude. It makes my heart warm. I swear to God. Like, this is why I do this, dude. This is why we have conversations and shit.
We appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you band people. Like, I just love all of you. Like, I've been in these shoes way too long, and I get it and all that shit. And it's too good to not be like I think what kind of like struck me was I watched a video. It's called "Smackdown of the Century" by Midfield, and they're from
Yeah, I know that
Philadelphia.
song.
But that song fucks, and it only has like 5,000 fucking
I know.
views on a YouTube video. I'm like, dude, what? Like, and I'd post it in like groups on Facebook, like, why isn't anybody fucking posting this band? Like, I
It's
don't
crazy.
know, man. Like, it's crazy, but you can't force people,
Yeah.
to drink water.
They just worked. Midfield just worked with what's his name, Alan, I believe, from 4 Year Strong.
Alan Day from 4 Year Strong. So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you would think that alone would just be enough to be like, this band is like. I mean, their sound is fantastic. I feel like just pop punk's been in a crazy transitional phase though, where it's like people will, like, when I send our music out for reviews or whatever, submit Hub to try to get playlisted. A lot of people come back with it's too classic sounding, and because it doesn't sound like MGK or whatever. And I get it, like I get it too. But classic, come on.
Travis Barker did wonders with that sound. He was he basically was like Lil Wayne in that moment, and turned his group of artists that he had behind him for what he did, for what Lil Wayne did with Young Money. It's the same thing, dude.
100%. Yeah, he put a lot of people on the map, and it's awesome. It really is. I'm curious to see what happens next year. I already kind of feel like it's run its course a bit. I wasn't sure how long of a thing it would be, but I really like that MGK album. I'll admit it. It was a good album.
Dude,
It was
it's
fresh.
really good.
It was fresh. Yeah.
It's simple. The lyrics are simple. I think he repeats the lyrics all the time, and I'm like, for someone who's not really good with lyrics, I'm like, I can sing along to this song. Fuck it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I saw him at Riot Fest for a few songs because Slipknot was playing. I really had to see Slipknot. I've never seen Slipknot.
Oh, you were there when the drama was happening, my dude.
Oh yeah, I witnessed it. Yeah, I was the first person to crowd surf at MGK. Even nobody was prepared for that. But honestly, that was just my way to get to Slipknot, so it was the fastest way. But yeah, no, there was some drama. I was walking away when he said the whole thing about with them and the masks and stuff, and I was just like, all right, I guess I'm going in the right direction.
Jesus Christ, what a fucking shit show! It's a publicity stunt. I don't fucking know, dude.
100%. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it is a good album though, regardless. So, but yeah, dude, let's talk about like that first feeling about playing a show. Like, I know we're still in the middle of a pandemic, but we're having gigs again. Bands are touring. Was Pop Punk Xmas the first show back for Fluorescence?
No, but it felt like the first real one. It was
fuck yeah, because that's when you dropped the EP release. That was the EP release.
It was, yeah. We had played a couple times. We played like Bottom Lounge, which is a cool venue in Chicago. We did a show in Wisconsin a week earlier, which was kind of two of the bands had to drop because of COVID, which was so like we just basically showed up. It was a weird show. And we played we played a country bar, which was pretty cool. But yeah, the Subterranean Pop Punk Christmas show, that was our first headliner show back. It would have been our second, but we had to cancel because I got COVID for that one in July.
Oh, so I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, you know what? It sucked, but better safe than sorry. But yeah, that Pop Punk show, Pop Punk Christmas was the first one back. This is our second time doing it. I put the show together. I booked all the bands. It's great. And it was cool because it lined up with our EP release. So we just like told everybody we knew, people we haven't seen for 2 years, and just everybody showed up. They sang every song, including the ones we just released like 2 weeks earlier, which was awesome.
Hell yeah.
The first song we played was Locked Away, and dude, they were singing louder than us. It was like, that was the feeling.
Oh, that's a great feeling. Oh, I could only imagine. Oh, man.
I almost teared up. It was nuts.
Yeah, dude, it's one of your first shows back. Like, look at this place, dude. It's packed.
Absolutely packed. Yeah, it's just so much fun.
Hold on, let me
Brandy Lee, yeah, she did great with the photos too. She does such a good job. Well, yeah, we had so much fun. Over 200 tickets sold, which is pretty good for a bunch of local bands in the middle of a pandemic.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I mean, like, this is just like the beginning.
There's Action Adventure right there. If you go back.
Go back one. Who?
Right there.
Oh, let's go.
And the front of the bottom on shirt.
Yeah.
Brompton was there too. Yeah.
I love those dudes so much. Yeah, I saw them play in Philly, and they absolutely killed it. Like, for sure.
I know. They're so good. They actually practice right across the hall from us, so that's always cool.
Yeah, that was absolutely looks like a fucking balling of a time. Like, for sure.
It was so much fun. Yeah, first crowd surfer in that one too, which is a monument. That's a milestone. Very cool.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. And for touring purposes, like, what does Fluorescence want to do with touring? Like, have you guys talked about it? Have you guys got something set up? Like, what's the idea going forward here into the new year?
Touring's like, it's okay. So like I was saying earlier, we're not like trying, as much as we want to tour and play everywhere. We all work jobs. We all understand that running this band costs money. We're completely independent. Everything we do is funded by us. We do it all. So we're just kind of realistic about it. We're all friends, and we all understand that we have responsibilities and stuff and good communication. And we realize that like dropping everything to go tour isn't always in the cards. If the right situation arises, then yeah, but as of late, we've kind of just been doing weekenders. I've got a few in the works for next year. We'd like to do a couple weeks out on the road and just get that experience as Fluorescence. But yeah, we're not really jumping in. I feel like in this day and age, like with TikTok and social media, if you can't find a way to really, really like find your crowd and market yourself on there through social media and just like, then I feel like it comes down to like kind of going back to like crafting your music and
Mm-hmm.
figuring out exactly what you do best. And I still think we're doing that. We have 3 lead singers, 3 songwriters, and there's a big threshold of like what is a Fluorescence song and what isn't, and it's just we're all still figuring that out. But I think we're doing a good job at this stage in our careers.
Damn, you guys are pretty smart. You guys know exactly what you're doing. This is incredible. Like, and the amount of confidence that's coming out of you for like what you guys need to do and want to do, like it's pretty
Right?
impressive.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, because like I mean, like it's kind of like logical that like you can't go out on a tour full time because it would financially kind of hurt the band and stuff and it might burn you out. But you could do the weekenders, which would like probably be like what, like you go for here to Wisconsin, or you could probably possibly go down to Texas. Like, is that like a thing that you guys have done?
Yeah, I mean, like again, like next year, I'm pushing for us to do like 1 or 2 weeks, where we can go somewhere like Texas or do an East Coast thing, or maybe hit up to Canada a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the idea of like doing like a month-long tour at this stage, when we just don't feel like there's the demand yet. That's not where we're at. Even though we want to, of course, that's the dream, man. We want to go play everywhere. We'd love to do that, but we also understand that we need to put as much money into marketing our music online, recording, producing, staying consistent with our content. It's just is a balance. We'll get there though.
Hypothetically, who would you want to tour with?
Oof. I mean, I'd love to go on tour with Action Adventure. That'd be sick.
They would definitely bring you guys
a little
out.
bit. I feel like that could happen. I mean, like the Dream Tour, Story So Far 4 Years Strong, for sure.
That needs to happen immediately because I went to the Pure Noise Records tour and dude, that was actually like a pretty solid tour. Not gonna lie, I did miss Bearings. I did miss
Bearings is so good live.
I didn't miss Real Friends. I missed Just Friends. So.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the Pure Noise story. Yeah, I just felt like 4 Years Strong was way too low on that bill. But also it's funny. This is a really, really quick story. I was really pissed because this was like 4 Years Strong's first time in Chicago since the pandemic, right? And we just love 4 Years Strong. And they get booked to play Riot Fest. And I'm like, all right, festival appearances should not count as tour dates, right?
Right.
But we lucked out because they end up playing an even longer set than they get at the Pure Noise tour.
Oh,
and they play some of the B-sides off of Brain Pain that other people haven't heard yet, like Brain Pain, for example. And then, of course, they do Maniac off of Rise or Die. It's like, so we ended up lucking out and getting a better 4 Year Strong set.
Hell yeah, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, because I think like when I watched them play, I think they had like a 25 to 30 minute set. I'm pretty sure it was 30 minutes, but that's a little short for me because like I love them, dude. Like growing up with like Rise or Die Trying was just forget about it, dude. That changed the game, man. With fucking double bass pedal and 2 vocalists and squealy guitars, dude. There is nothing like that.
Dude, I love that band, and I think Brain Pain was just such a phenomenal album too. Like I keep every time they post, I'm like, please announce your headlining tour. We need this headlining tour. I need to hear like what's it called, Crazy Pills, 17, like all the B-sides off that album are so good. It's a great album.
I would love to see an Easy Core tour, like 4 Years Strong, Chunk, Carousel Kings, like something that's just like something that just like. All right, this is like the only time in a very long time that we're gonna do a full Easy Core run, and we're gonna do it right now, and then like fucking do it. Like I feel like it'd be so sick. Cause Brain Pain, dude, like that was easily their heaviest album they've ever written, and I
for sure
thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, they went down to like they were playing. I looked at the tabs because I just I don't know, I was curious, and they were playing in like drop B in that album, which I think is as low as they've gone. Which is pretty cool because they pretty much stayed in like I think drop D for most of their careers. So going down to drop B, that's pretty big for them. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, yeah, vocally for sure. It probably doesn't put a strain on their fucking their instrument and stuff. What were some of the favorite albums that came out this year that you were like really into?
Okay, so that Turnstile was amazing. And I wasn't all big on Turnstile before, but it's just I don't know, man. There's just something about that album that's just.
It was a really good album.
It's phenomenal. I don't know. It's just I hear so many different like crazy influences, like 311. I don't know. I hear some Chili Peppers in there for some reason.
Oh,
It's just
okay. I can kind of hear it. Yeah.
yeah, it's just wild. And for like a hardcore band, that like I said, I wasn't really that into before, but now they're playing like what's it called? They were on that late night show, um, whatever host that was. But that's crazy for that band. Let's see what else.
Dude,
They're
did you
not
check out
loose.
Like Pacific? Did you check out the new album, Control My
I
Sanity?
have not. No, I've checked out the singles though.
Dude,
I did check out the
dude.
singles.
The title track is still my favorite. However, like there's some other really good fucking bangers on that album.
For sure.
And you said the used?
No, no, not the used.
Oh.
Knock loose.
Oh, Knock
Knock
Loose. Oh
loose.
yeah, that new album was
Oh my god, that
fucking killer.
slaps
Yeah,
so
dude.
hard. I just remember I was like at work and I was like, "Ooh, Knock Loose put out a new EP. I'm gonna put this on." And just that intro with the car crash, like, just fucking shook me. I couldn't believe it. That was a great album.
Dude,
Great
I
EP.
wanted to get them on the podcast so badly. Like, we're actually in the studio. I'm like, fuck, dude, because like I was like, because this is gonna be like their, big fucking reveal after Laugh Tracks. Like, it's just like I can only imagine what the fuck they're gonna release. And like, dude, they did it with a different
Yeah.
shade of blue. Like, they did it, dude.
No, no. Have you listened to their
Oh, not a
newest
different
EP?
shade of blue. I'm sorry, a tear in the fabric of life.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
for sure,
I
for
was
sure. No, it's
like,
all good.
nah, my
Because I
bad.
forget Different Shade of Blue came out too. Honestly, I felt like I really liked Laugh Tracks. Different Shade of Blue was kind of like just a more of Laugh Tracks to me, but this EP, like the whole concept behind it, I thought was a really cool thing for them to try.
Oh no, that was something that definitely needed to fucking get put out there.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
was like it's like the same situation with I don't know if you're huge into like heavy metalcore or whatever, but when Era released their self-titled album, dude, that just blew up. Same with Silent Planet. It was like the same situation. Like
Okay.
those albums blew everything out of the discography out of the water. Like it's just like all their top 5 songs on like streaming services is like anything from the album.
For sure. That's how I felt about the new Veil of Maya, if you listen to Veil of Maya at all.
Oh
They're
yeah.
another Chicago band.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
they're
I
from
fucking
Chicago. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah. It was funny. We were playing Bottom Lounge earlier this year, and I was talking about their new shit. And one of the guys, it was like before the show, and one of the guys comes up to me. He's like, "You guys just talking about Veil of Maya? Their drummer's working right over there, and he was working security." I was like, "No fucking way, dude!"
No way, dude.
Yeah, so I went over there. I had to go fanboy for a second. But they're like their last 3 singles are just. I think the mix and just everything about it is just like so much bigger than everything else they put out. So I'm ready for the next Veil of Maya record.
Oh, me too. I saw him. That was my first concert. When tours started going up. They were with DGD on the
Jam and
Afterburner
Dance.
tour,
Oh my
and
god, I
dude,
was there
like,
too. Oh, so good.
man, like every band just fucking killed it. That was like the perfect first tour back
Polyphia
for
too,
sure.
yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
I was
agree.
surprised about Prolific because Animals as leaders went to tour with Circa and they switched. It was weird. I have no
Yeah, I know
clue.
that tour was like so condensed by the end of it. But dude, when I saw them in Chicago, Mess was sick. He's the screamer, right? John
Hmm.
Mess, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it was just Hillian that night, and then the guitarists were doing some of the background stuff, like the screams. But man, Tillian fucking owned it. Like it was kind of cool to just see Tillian have like the full stage and just do his thing. They were so good, man.
Yeah.
That was a great tour.
Now
That was
Andrew
so
Wade's gonna be like a third member, so that should be
great, and he's
interesting.
phenomenal. He's phenomenal, dude. They're such a
Absolutely
good band.
amazing. They saw Fluorescence have 3 vocalists, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do the same thing. Like, we're gonna have 3 vocalists." They
We did
totally
it
stole your
first.
fucking vibe, dude. Now you can
Yeah,
say that to
Fluorescence.
people like, "Yeah, like we were doing it first before Dance Gavin Dance did," and they saw us doing it. And they're like, "Wow, like this is not a bad idea. We should fucking do the same thing." And like, here we are.
Sets up a potential 3 vocalist tour, though. I mean, how many other bands are there?
They'll never publicly say it, but they're like, "You guys should definitely come on tour with us because there's a huge inspiration for sure." Thank you for helping us like mold 3 vocalists into one band. Really appreciate it.
Only
Oh my
imagine.
god. For sure, dude. Like honestly, like I mean, this EP was such a fucking good release. I mean, very very solid. By you and the rest of your band. Who did you go to record this EP with? Is it someone local
Okay.
in Chicago?
Yeah. So, our boy Joe Scaletta, he's done every Fluorescence song to date.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we've stuck with him through all three EPs, the two covers, and then the one single seasons we had. Yeah, dude, he's like, I remember we did the first EP twice, and that was when we were figuring out our sound. I actually wrote most of those first songs. I was a little bit going through a funny time. It was a lot more emo than we are now, but it was good. It was a good experience. We had to do it, but we recorded that first EP twice. Once the wrong way, and then with Joe, and he just was like, oh, like he showed us what we can actually sound like. Back
Ooh.
like when we just had no idea, like we were about to like call it quits because like we did it
Ooh.
and it just wasn't good. So then we did it again with Joe, and it was just like, wow, okay, this is cool. Um, so we done it all with Joe. We have our boy Olaf in Cali who masters it. So that's been pretty much the routine. But we are in the studio now working on some new tracks with Roy Robley, who did Meet Me at the Altars EP, Belmont's first EP, the one that blew up,
Yeah,
and
overstepping, I think, is the song.
Overstepping. Yeah, that's the one with Overstepping.
Hmm.
A few of our friends like Cleveland Avenues worked with him. Yeah, so we're stoked. We're nervous but stoked. I mean, it feels good to be kind of like taking a chance and working with somebody new. You got to do that. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he's like kind of like the fifth member at this point. So, I mean,
I
that's got to
know,
be
I know.
super
Oh,
comfortable.
and I don't imagine we'll ever stop working with Joe. It's just like, yeah, we got to try some different things, and I don't know. It's that's what's kind of cool about being independent, not being signed or whatever. Like we can just kind of make whatever decisions we want and work with some different people and just do things a little bit more unorthodox. And I think that's we like that. We like to be consistent with our releases. We definitely don't want to be waiting like years between, you
Hmm.
know. So we just like we want to stay steady with that. We want to do more covers. And people love the covers. So yeah, I imagine we're gonna work with Joe again soon too.
Yeah, and speaking of like the single stuff, like when we were talking when I was talking to Shani, the EP round, the singles is probably the best bet until you can find that establishment to where you can market yourself for that album, in a
For sure.
sense. Yeah, because people just want songs very quickly. I mean, like you go into a studio, you record five within a time frame with however long that
Mm-hmm.
may be, depends on the band, depends on the producer, whatever the process is, and then you have maybe one song a month just to keep people drawn in a sense. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's and as much as we want to do an album, and it's funny every time we drop an EP, we're like, "Fuck, all right, we're doing an album next." Like that's the first thought we all have because we're all just so hyped up from the release, and we just want to put more music out. But like, yeah, it's a big investment, and if you can't market every song on that EP with your budget, and just like if every song on that EP isn't getting attention, then what makes you think like another 4 or 5 songs on a record is going to do that? But I will say this: a full length, will allow you to experiment a little bit more. So we want to do it. We're just trying to wait for the right time.
oh hell yeah, yeah. It's kind of like what bands are starting to realize, and like what I realized. Like you gotta tell them what to listen to. Like don't give them a full album and be like, hey, let us know what you think. It's like no, you gotta listen to this first. Then you gotta listen
Yeah,
to this next. Then you gotta listen to this next because then it keeps them on their fucking toes, especially when
for
the
sure.
music's good.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and we were gonna release 3 singles off of this EP, and what happened was we were before during the pandemic, Spotify was being really cool and playlisting all our shit. It was great. Like for Dead End Conversations, everything was getting playlisted, and I was like, wow, this is fantastic. This is so much exposure. So like we went into this next EP like we need to drop as many singles as possible. Mood got playlisted. That was sweet. It's still playlisted. But then we dropped Locked Away, which we all like mutually thought was our best song to date, the most fluorescent song to date. All of us were equal like songwriters on it. It features all 3 vocalists. It's just like it was the song, and it didn't get playlisted, and we were just like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" So then we dropped Burnout. We were like, "All right, Burnout was like a little bit more straightforward. Like, we'll see." Didn't get playlisted, so we're like, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna drop the rest of the EP because just like we do like the classic way of dropping a bunch of songs at once because it's just I don't know, it kind of like the flow of the EP is an important thing to us. And if you drop like 4 singles and then you're like, all right, we're dropping the EP and there's just one new song and the rest were all dropped already, it doesn't feel as wholesome.
I totally
So
feel that. I totally
it
feel
felt
that.
good to have three unheard songs on Ultraviolet that we put out, and that felt good because we haven't done that yet. So
Yeah, and you can still push the songs. I mean, the album's fairly new, so it's not like you have to worry about not getting those other threes that haven't been pushed out yet. Um, I mean, that's just the nature of the beast in this industry. It's just like you want to have that feeling of authenticity, and like you guys did it. Quick hack: if you make your own playlists and they're popular, just put yourself on them. You know what I mean? That's what I
oh,
did.
dude, I'm big in the playlist game. This is what I do, man. That's what I'm doing now, and I've been doing well. I got the two of the songs that weren't singles are in our top five right now: Autopilot and Best Years. And even Locked Away, I could only, like, as much as I pushed that song, I could only get it in our top three. But I'm so happy to have gotten the two songs that weren't singles in our top five.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pushing, man. I'm doing
Yeah.
this. I'm doing everything I can.
No, I love to see the hard work and the effort from these bands, dude. You know what you're doing. And anybody on this podcast that comes on, dude, they know what they're doing, and I love that. I'm like, okay, so we're all in the same boat here. Like, I'm just hoping that like in the next like 2 to 3 years, maybe even shorter than that, like all these bands that are underground who aren't signed get signed, release bops of fucking albums, and go on tour. It already happened once with Seafloor Cinema. So,
Yeah.
well, Action Adventure too, but like it was so hard to get their attention because they were so busy in the middle of the process. So I was like, oh, dude, like it's okay. Like you can still come on after you get signed. And Magnolia Park. So
Yeah, you've talked to Magnolia Park.
I love them. I love
Yeah,
Josh. I didn't talk to Josh too much, but I talked to Jared. But he's a good
okay.
fucking dude. He's a cool fucking dude.
Yeah, man. I remember when I first started, I was first getting into like the playlisting game. I remember seeing Magnolia Park everywhere. And with their
Dude.
first song, I think it was October, right? And I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna follow what these guys are doing. They look like they know what they're doing. And look at them now. They're fucking one of the biggest bands I think in pop punk in 2000, whatever year it is, 2020.
Yeah, touring with Mayday Parade. I think they're gonna. I'm releasing. By the time this episode drops, the top 10 album of the year for me will be there.
Oh, cool.
Is that
Yeah,
you?
definitely in the top 10 with Magnolia Park. They're killing it.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I put them at like number 3 or number 4 for my my album of the year with Halloween mixtape. Like absolutely, like 100%. How does the writing process go for Fluorescence before we sign off? Like, because it's very interesting because you said you did the demo for Mood and such, and then you're like, hey, like this is what we have and blah 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 blah. What do you guys do to get a lot of your ideas out as a blueprint before structuring it entirely?
Okay. I think we've had many different writing processes. I personally, I can be a little bit like when I'm in a writing mode, which is like 98% of my life. I feel like it's just sitting and writing music. Sometimes I just like come to them with like full songs. I'm like, hey guys, here I got a song, and we'll just work on it, or everyone will put their parts on, whatever. Sometimes Sasquell, like we're working on one of Sasquell's song in the studio right now. He has pretty much been writing this for like the past year. He's been just playing it at practice, and we just finally like, all right, let's piece it together. So usually, like, I'll bring the computer in, I'll be the producer, and we'll track everything or run demos. I think we like to try different things. Like, we have no strict writing process. Another thing, I've just been writing these like kind of like trappy, like very Belmont-esque type of songs, and I'm like, I just want to hear what Sasquell does over these. And every time Sasquell sings over, I'm like, dude, that's a hit, that's a hit, that's a hit. So, that's the thing about having three lead singers, is we can do the old school sound, we can do the new school sound with Sasquell's voice, we can do like the Blink-182 sound with Bobby's voice, we can combine them all and do a 4-year strong thing. Like, there's just so many equations, and we don't have like a strict way. We just kind of do what sounds best. I just wish we had like more time, because I feel like we got like a million fucking songs, and it's hard to choose which ones because there's just so many.
Yeah, it's like that meme where it's like, oh dude, like I'm about to finish this song, be ashamed if I start writing another one before I finish it. Like
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we just got so many. Like, if somebody was to give us like a record deal, man, like we keep them busy for years to come.
Oh, and that's
But
what they wanted. That's what they want to see. They want to see a lot of songs in the works and such. But yeah, you guys like have that's the best part about this band is the three vocalists is because like live, that's where you know present yourself. That's where you know you go and you become a supporter for some of these tours. That's a first impression for a lot of people. So you already have your backup, your lead, everything just figured out vocally, which is
yeah,
like the hardest part, in my opinion, of the whole process.
yeah, man, we do all our like harmonies, like nothing, no vocals or backtracking. All the harmonies we do live. Not sometimes, we're working on it. We're not quite boy band material yet, but like we do it all live, and it's all energy. And the cool thing is too is we switch off verses a lot. So if somebody's tired, whatever, somebody's like, sometimes we call audibles mid song, or like, all right, listen, like let me take this verse because like you need to catch your breath. We're able to do that. And I feel like when we comes down to like touring one day and we're doing extensive tours, that's going to be a game changer because we're going to be able to all stay healthy through tour rather than just like everything falling on one vocalist, getting tired. Like, you see it all the time towards the end of a tour. Like if somebody's not taking care of themselves or if they have so much, periphery, for example, when they go on tours, like by the end of the tour, Spencer's always cash, so it's cool. We
Always
can we can call those audibles and play and kind of like play off each other's strengths and weaknesses and there's a lot of doors, man. We're very excited.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome, dude. I mean, this band just dropped a killer EP in general in itself, but I mean, it sounds like the process to getting this to become a full-time gig is like not too far away for Fluorescence and with the new EP of Ultraviolet. One more question before we sign off, my dude. So the momentum is in your favor, thankfully. I love that for the whole band, you and everybody else in it. Can't wait to hopefully see you on the East Coast one of these days, and then we can just hang out. I'll buy you a beer or some shit. But what's it called? So who do you think in your local scene will be coming up with you in the next like couple years?
Will be coming like
that is gonna be coming up in like the mainstream, not mainstream, but like a band that like you can see like following in the footsteps of making this a full-time career.
Okay, can I name like 5?
Fuck yeah, dude, absolutely. Name the whole scene. I don't care. I want to know who they are so I can check them out.
I got like 5 on the top of my head. I got 4 stars are good homies. They're a little bit more on the emo side of things, but we share a band with them. They gave us our first show opportunity. We love those dudes. They played Pop Punk Christmas. They played both of them. Love those guys. I see them doing great things. Rematch is awesome. Me, Mike, he's awesome dude. We talk all the time. They played Pop on Christmas as well. Cleveland Avenue's coming up. They're killing it. Wolf Road is coming up. I'm ready for some new music from them. And then I got one more. What was the other one? Oh man, this is tough. I'm gonna say Highwire too. Highwire is really good.
I know Highwire. Okay. So I know that one. Yeah. They're from Chicago.
Yeah, look them up though. Wolf Road. That's Wolf RD. Rematch is they've tracked with Seb from Neck Deep. Their last EP. It's killer.
Oh fuck yeah, absolutely.
Highwire. Who's the other one? 4 stars. Killer. They work with ABG, who did like Knuckle Puck's copacetic album and Real Friends and stuff. And then Cleveland Avenue just signed with Anchor 84.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, good for them. Oh, that's awesome. Dude, I appreciate you coming by. This was awesome. I love the EP. I loved it since the singles were dropped. And good luck with the future of this band. Like, I see a lot of great things happening. And hopefully, like I said, you can come on the East Coast, get a tour in with 4 Years Strong and The Story So Far, and
hell yeah, man. Ass. East Coast is on our list, dude. We're working with a band from Boston. Where are you at, by the way?
Philadelphia.
That's right on the run, dude. I'm working on it. I want to do East Coast. That's definitely like in the cards for next year.
Yeah, let me know, dude. My boys from New York, they're in a band called What Makes Sense. They came through Philly and they did a couple venues around the surrounding areas. So if you have any, if you need any suggestions, I'll throw some venues at you your way that are like definitely basement shows.
Yeah, dude. Let's talk about it more.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. All right, Tyler from Fluorescence, Ladies and Germs. Make sure to check out their recently dropped EP, ultraviolet. Ultraviolet. Excuse me. Appreciate you,
You got
dude.
it.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. Peace out.